Hey friends, welcome back to Creativity Delivered. This is January 2022 and we are going to be presenting some projects using the Gumball Greetings bundle. In your kit you will have half a pack of the Simply Marvelous, pun intended, designer series paper. This is from Celebration, so you'll get half a pack of this. You will also get a package of the Frosted Beads assortment, which are going to make great shaker material for your projects. And you also will come with a package of the Gumball machine shaker domes to make some of these really cool gumballs. Okay, in your kit, you'll have the supplies to make our project here. This is our cute little shaker. I actually used a different material for the shaker dome, so I'll show you guys how we're going to do that. Okay, so what you need for your project, you have your Coastal Cabana cardstock. This is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. You'll also have a piece of Daffodil Delight. This is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8, and a piece of basic white that is 3 3/4 by 5. Now we're going to take this piece here that's going to mat. So make sure you grab the bigger piece that mats perfectly with the Daffodil Delight. This is the piece that we're going to stamp our background on. Okay, so you have your gumballs from the stamp set. It's a set of 3. Okay, and we're going to need 3 sets of ink. We need Real Red, Coastal Cabana, and Daffodil Delight. So those are the 3 colors that we're going to stamp with, okay? We're going to stamp some gumballs all around this background piece. And while we do that, we're also going to take our scrap and stamp some gumballs for the shaker material. Okay, so this is our scrap piece. We can just stamp a couple. We'll just do 3 in each color there. And then on this one, you kind of want to scatter and turn the direction of your gumballs. You definitely want to stamp off on some of these, like stamp off the paper so that it looks like they're coming from the outside of your card. Okay, so there's the red. Then we can clean this off. Okay, so let's go ahead and clean this off, and we'll go into our next color. Okay, so this is our Coastal Cabana. I'm just going to stamp off once to make sure the color's okay. And we'll just stamp a couple sets on our scrap. And then we will add gumballs all around. Okay. And then clean it off again. And we'll do one more set in our Daffodil Delight. Now you will be able to see through the window when we put our shaker on, so you don't want to like assume that you're going to be able to hide this. If you make any mistakes, you'll definitely want to turn it over and try again, because this will be shown through the window. Okay, so let's do our scrap piece. So we'll have plenty of shaker material here with that. Okay, so we can clean that off. Put our colored ink away. We don't need that anymore. The other thing that we need to stamp on our scrap is the little gumball machine. So we're going to do that in Memento black ink. There we go. Okay, we have everything we need stamped. Actually, let's do the last thing we need stamped, which is our little, it's our little tag. I don't know where our little tag went. Did I lose my tag? Nope, it's right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and stamp I Choose You on our tag. Okay, so there we go. Now this tag is cut out of the Tasteful label dies. I just went ahead and cut that, or yeah, did that first. So that already comes cut for you. All right. The other thing I did for you ahead of time is cut your frame, because I don't want to assume that you have the scalloped contour dies or the rectangle stitched rectangles. So it actually takes 2 cuts. It takes, the first cut is the outside border using the scalloped rectangle dies, and then, or scalloped contour dies, and then the inside window using the scalloped rectangle or the stitched rectangles. Oh, I can't talk today, so apparently we're just going to go with it. All right, so I have a piece of window sheet. You will have one in your kit as well. This is going to be glued right to the back of your frame. So we can do that so we don't lose our pieces. Just put a thin line of adhesive. You can use narrow, skinny tear and tape if you have tear and tape, or you can use liquid glue like I did. And then you just want to put this down. And it does take a bit to dry because it is a window sheet and the liquid glue doesn't dry or adhere as quickly. So we're just going to set that to the side now that we've got that glued on. So we're going to die cut these pieces now. And here's our dies. So we are going to use the little gumballs and the machine. All right, so we have cut out all of our gumballs and our gumball machine. So now you have all this really fun shaker material to use inside of your window. So let's go ahead and color our gumball machine. I'm going to be using Real Red, and I'm just going to take my dark Real Red and I'm going to kind of trace around the image. This is very small. So you just want to use your fine tip for all of this. Just take your time and just color carefully. And I'm just going to trace around all the images and then take my light and just kind of fill in my gumball machine. Okay. The other thing I want to do is take my fine tip and just color some of the gumballs red inside the machine. Just space them out randomly like that. Then we're going to take our yellow daffodil, the light color, and fill in some more gumballs. Okay, and then we'll take our coastal, or actually we're going to use light Bermuda Bay, and we're going to do some more gumballs. We're going to leave some of them white intentionally because there are white gumballs in a gumball machine. So we don't have to have color on every single gumball. I think it looks better that way with some white ones anyway. Okay. So there is our gumball, and then if you want to do the metal parts in a gray, like a light smoky slate, you can do that to make it look more realistic, as if it were metal. Okay, there's our machine. What I'm going to do is take my gumball machine and glue it to the side of my label. So we can take, just put a little thin line of adhesive right here on the side, and then we'll put our gumball machine right there on the side of it. Okay, so set that aside for a second. Let's go ahead and adhere our layers. So we're going to do the basic white layer glued down to our Daffodil Delight paper. Then we're going to do the Daffodil Delight down to our Coastal Cabana. Okay, now if you wanted to add some of your frosted beads in this shaker dome, you could do that. You have to be a little bit more careful, and you'll need another scrap to hold the beads in. And I can show you that if you want. Let me grab my foam adhesive strips. This is something that you will need to finish this project. This is the foam adhesive strips. You can order them on StampiN'Up.com, and you just take each strip apart, and it has adhesive backing on one side, so it's sticky on one side and it has adhesive backing on the other. And then I just go around the frame. You don't want to see it outside of the frame, right? So you just keep it inside the frame. You don't want any pieces escaping, so you want all the sides to be touching. And just keep going around. The frame. Like so. Okay. So now you've got your frame there. So let me show you, if you were not going to do the beads, okay? So let's say you're going to keep it simple. You're just going to put your shaker material in the center. Now you probably want to make sure they're all flipped over so that they have the color side up. Okay, so let me do that real quick. It's going to look like exactly like the background. Okay, one more, a couple more. I keep flipping more over as I flip others over. Okay, so if you were just going to do the shaker material like so, you would peel off the backing of your frame and you would just put it over top of the center of the gumballs, okay? But since we are going to add some shaker material, I'm going to show you what you're going to do. So you put the shaker material directly on the frame, okay? Like so. Now you have to actually cut a scrap. So you're not going to have your gumball background if you do it like this. Let's go ahead and put our gumballs in there. Now these ones are going to have to be face down because we want them to be seen outside. So if you do it like this, you will lose having that background, but you'll have to pick a different background. I'm going to do white just so that it's a white background. You could do Coastal Cabana. Should we try Coastal Cabana? You just don't want the cardstock to be seen outside of the frame. So go ahead and peel the backing off once you've got that. I don't know, I've never done this before, so I don't know what it's going to turn out like. So I'm showing you this is an option to use more of that shaker material that you have. Okay, so then you can, oh, I don't have it all filled up. Where is there still? Don't want any of it stuck to the sides. Okay, so then once you've got that in there, then it will look like this. a chaotic frame of gumballs. So this is definitely a different look than just like this. So you could do a white frame or the blue frame, but I've got both kinds of gumballs in the center of mine now. It's a little bit more chaotic on this one, but it's fun. So we're going to go ahead and glue our frame down. In the center. I just use liquid glue so that I can move it around if I don't feel like it's completely centered. And then we're going to adhere our gumball to the front of our frame. So just right in the middle there. And then one last step is we're going to add a little bow out of baker's twine. Out of baker's twine. And use an adhesive or a glue dot to put that baker's twine right underneath the sentiment, like that. And there you go. You have a super fun shaker card. I hope you guys like this project. I think this is a lot of fun, and I love the opportunities, the possibilities of this set.